It is 11:30, and we will go back in session from break. And we have the Historical Society here who would like to come up, or all of you come up, or whatever you want to do.
I can come up, they're just my support.
And you can have a seat if you wish, you don't have to stand.
Okay, I don't mind standing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Pam Rickey, I'm president of the Historical Society. We are requesting $7,000 this year. Previously, you have pretty much given us the last few years $6,000 with a increase in utilities and whatever. We're just asking for an extra extra 1,000 if it's possible. We'd like to thank you for your continued support of the Historical Society. And a big chunk of our operating expenses goes directly from the money you give us, you know, for like insurance and utilities. So that takes up almost all the 6,000 that you've given us before. We are able to keep because of that, we are able to keep the museum open to everybody at no charge. If they want to give a free will donation, that's up to them, but we never ask for anybody to pay to come in. I'm sure you've heard this before about we have the 3 buildings that we keep up. We have the main museum, which is right across from the Dairy Queen, which was built in 1867, so that's always that continue upkeep on that building. It was the first schoolhouse in Algona, and built as a schoolhouse, and so it has a huge historical significance, and it's on the National Register. The next building to the north is the brick building we call Doc Jancy's office building, and which he built in the 1940s. So that's our rental income every month. We charge $400 a month, which is a pretty reasonable rent, is what I've heard. But it's been real consistent this year. We've been lucky. We've had somebody in there all year, and we've had that income coming in. And the third building is the Wells Fargo building, which a lot of people knew as McCarty's Shoe Repair Shop. I mean, that's what I remember it as. But anyway, that is also the last Prairie Front building in Algona. So it is really a huge historical building, and its architecture is just wonderful. So you can see that these buildings are very important historically to the county, and they hold over 11,000 of our artifacts and paper items. So we have a huge inventory of items in there that are all connected to Kossuth County. We're grateful, like I said, for your support, and we know you get a lot of funding requests, but we just hope that the budget will allow us to continue our work for Kossuth County. So we thank you, and we go to the events here, if you can see. I mean, as I started going through this, I thought, God, we've really been busy this year. Because like almost every month we've had something going on, and some of our big events that we have is our Antique Roadshow is really a huge hit for people to bring in their items, and then we have some local antique dealers evaluate them, and it's really a lively conversation because everybody just kind of jumps in and has a story and stuff. So it's really not just for the people bringing things; it's just a community thing and stuff. We did some repairs. In April we gave some presentations at Titanca Fenton. We don't like to just stay in Algona. We like to, get out to the county. So we got up to Titanca and Fenton. We painted the outside of that Wells Fargo building. We also touched up the Jancy building on the outside somewhat. We participated in Founders Day. Our big project this year was putting new flooring down, similar to what this is, into the main floor of the museum. We were able to cover up the flooring that was there that probably was full of asbestos. We had took up all the area rugs, so now we don't have a tripping thing, and we rearranged. If you've ever been into that main floor, we have huge pieces of furniture that we had to move from one side laid the floor, move it back, we painted the walls while we were in between the transition. But, then we rearranged all the displays. And so if you just need to come and visit it, it is really looking really nice in there. And, I also made the aisles wide enough so wheelchairs can get through and stuff. And we have the ramp on the north side now that we put in a few years ago, so now, you know, we can get up on the main floor and we can get through everything with a wheelchair, so that's nice. Went down to St. Benedict for a cemetery walk in September with over 50 people coming to that, and we had, again, a lot of lively discussion, people telling stories and how they did the alcohol and some of the gravestones and stuff. It was really kind of interesting, and they even went over to one and opened it up, showed where they always did the alcohol in there. So you had to be from St. Benedict to realize. So anyway, and then November, we just got through with a greeting card windows night where we actually instead of just doing a Christmas display, we wanted to thank Kossuth County and you guys too for all the support through the years. I mean, since I've been on board, we've done the basement, we've insulated the attic, we did that flooring. We've just done lots of stuff to that museum building to make it really nice. Like we painted the outside. And I think I'm very proud of it and stuff, so I'm proud of how it's looking. We also put out a quarterly newspaper, so we keep our members up to date what's going on. We hold our monthly board meetings, have a Facebook page. We've had over 40 unique donors that have brought in items. We always think, where are we gonna put any more in there, and stuff, we always seem to find room. But really, this year, after we got that flooring done, the Kachara family that came into Kossuth County in the 1890s over by Sexton, they donated a settee and 2 chairs that were absolutely gorgeous, and they're from the 1890s. That was a wedding present to the person that donated with their grandparents and stuff. And then, I'm sure you heard in the newspapers and on the radio about that canteen, that World War I canteen of Harvey Jennings that we were able to get. That was, they called it trench art, where he engraved his name on it, and there's a picture of the car, and he was in the Red Bull squadron or whatever they call it anyway. And then just, it was on greeting card windows night actually, we've got a cradle that actually belonged to Ambrose Paul. I think he had like 8 kids, but his second daughter actually, because her grandfather Hector actually made that for her, and so it went through the family. And it ended up in Pennsylvania, because his last daughter married a Dickinson, which Lester Dickinson was a congressman from this area. And so they ended up in Pennsylvania. And so she had it shipped out here, and we are just so excited. So we're going to do just a whole program later on in the year, just on that cradle. Because the oldest daughter actually, who was a teacher at the school, and Ambrose's oldest daughter, actually wrote a poem that's written in a book, and it shows the cradle and stuff in this book and stuff. So we're real excited to get a whole program together for that. We have no hired staff at all. We do all this through volunteers. We have had over 400 hours of volunteer work, and a lot of it came in moving that furniture. I still don't know how we did it. We just moved furniture from one side to the other. And I think our display cases, we moved them 4 different times to go down to where we really like them. So, and then we kept it open, regular hours from 1 to 4 on Saturday, Sunday match up for the other museums. And we've had over 250 visitors come, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but we were down, probably 6 weeks trying to get that flooring in and stuff. And we had the Oliver Tractor Group that we were up in Forest City for the threshing thing up there, and they came down and went through it too. For this next coming year, some of the highlight things that we need to do, we need to shingle the museum. Last year, I think it was in May, that big derecho, part of that derecho kind of came through Kossuth County. Anyway, we lost a couple of shingles in. And we didn't, at that time, didn't think it was that big of a deal, but now that we've been looking at it, it looks like the shingles are lifting. And they maybe could hold out for a couple more years, but we don't have any other big items on our agenda right now, so we thought this might be a good time before we get into some real trouble with that roof. And so that's one of the big things that we're gonna try and look at, and we are going to apply for a grant for that. We haven't gotten that through yet, so we don't know if we're gonna get the money, which that would probably come to over $10,000 to do that roof, so. We're going to keep on doing like a lot of the other activities. I forgot to mention, like last year, or in June, we did this museum week activities, which Carter played the melodeon for us, and we had the whole museum was like, there must have been 40 or 50 people there, yeah, listening to our melodeon, and we actually we honored Richard Sheik for his contributions to Kossuth County history. I mean, he did a lot historically for Kossuth County, so we honored Richard, and I think it meant a lot to him too and stuff. So anyway, if you look at the financial statement, you can see that we actually were about $5,000 more in income. I mean, a lot of that was the rental income. That basically the rental income keeps us afloat. And that $1,000 for the pledge donations, that's Casey's last 1,000. They gave when we did the basement, they gave $5,000, and so they gave $1,000 every year. And so that's the last installment now. So that $1,000 won't be on here anymore. And the grant from the Kossuth County Community Foundation, that was for the flooring. And so you can see what our other expenses were there. And so our budget for this year, which is what I'm really actually here for, is, so we're going to try to see if we can get a grant for $10,000 to do that roof. So hopefully that will come through. Hopefully we'll keep our renter there all year and stuff. So as you see, I have $7,000 penciled in for you guys. Our memberships, I think they're 1,100 last year. We're gonna try and do a bigger membership drive this year, try to get some new members in and stuff, so we increase that a little bit. So the other is pretty much self-explanatory there, I think. And the insurance, I just kind of upped the little bit for everything on the insurance and stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, we hope that you guys can see to give us something, if you guys have any questions.
Who you got with you?
I have Gail and Tom Nugent, so Gail's our board member, and Tom's my husband. Okay, yeah. So
The only other question, what determines a prairie storefront?
Well, from what I understand, is, so they have like their business in the bottom, and then they live actually in the upper portion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess at one time, there was an apartment up there, 'cause my neighbor said she lived up there and stuff about that and stuff, but now that's where we keep all our paper, items like books, our maps, atlases, all that kind of stuff, it is all up in that, upstairs in that building. And then the downstairs is all, mainly our primitive displays are down in that building, so.
The city don't give enough of that.
This is a county museum, so we just get county funds. They did help us out when we did that little pocket park, they gave us some money when we did that little park in between the buildings and stuff, so they did help us out with that. But they kind of wanted that anyway, so, yeah, so. Anyway, is there any other questions? Okay, I have just one more item. And if you would like to become a member, this part of membership, I probably give you a membership if you'd like to become a member. You. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there anything you guys wanted to add?
We have friends from Denmark who we try to go there every so often, and they come here to Algona. And the last time they were here, we took them to the Historic Museum in the Wells Fargo building, and they had a wonderful time and gave a donation in Danish kroner. So, but it was, they truly enjoyed going through the exhibits.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. We already talked about that. I think we're done until one.
That's good.
Put you guys at the desk. I'm gonna take care of your new,
We will take a break till 1:15.
Oh, yeah.